Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm going to be doing a quick review on this book. Okay, so before we start, I feel like I need to start defining who this is for when I do these book reviews. Because somebody decided to do their best Karen impression at me in the comments section on one of my videos about how I didn't give a full book report on a book that's in French, and I clearly stated I don't read or speak French. So I was like, okay. If you are watching my videos and you saw a book review on blah blah blah, this is for a prop builder or somebody who's interested in props or cosplay or whatever. They're interested in the photos in here, not as much about the written content. So if you're looking for some sort of commentary on what is written, that is not here. That is not this channel. That is not what I do. This is for if you are building props or looking for photographic reference, basically a judgment call on whether or not you should buy this for photographic reference. All right, let's start talking about this. This is the Star Wars Episode 5 Empire Strikes Back 40th Anniversary Special. As you can see here on the title. Let me straighten it out. This is, obviously Empire Strikes Back one. I did already review the A New Hope one. It is, the video's up. I actually have 2 copies of it because this is a paperback and this is a hardback. I didn't realize they were the same thing at the time and wound up picking up both. I don't know if they're going to do this one in a paperback. It's basically a magazine when it's a paperback because it's thin, it's not a thick volume here. So let's do a quick flip through of these pages and I'll do a little commentary on it and you can decide if this is for you or not. I will have a link in the description to Amazon. It'll be an affiliate link. I'll make a couple cents probably if you click on it and buy it. Helps me out, doesn't cost you a thing. Yeah, let's get into it. Alright, here's the cover. It's got a lovely artwork done by Boris in 1980. I'm not familiar with the artist off the top of my head. It doesn't ring a bell. I'm sure he's famous. He's got to be. Yeah, front cover. We have the spine. Back cover. This is just kind of fuzzy. None of this is, great reference photo or anything. Got a little intro here. Nice photo of Vader. Right there at the table of contents. I'm just gonna flip through to photos that might be of use. There's possibility that you might find something in here. These photos. Some good photos of that, of the moisture evaporator if you're into building one of those. Got ourselves a tauntaun. So I kind of wish this was a digital version, and maybe they do offer a digital version, because I would like to get these photos and zoom in, and get a better look at Han's blaster, and, Luke's lightsaber, Luke's blaster there. Both of those are interesting that they're on Hoth, but this could be a before or after the shoot, like on a soundstage somewhere. And Chewie doesn't have a bowcaster, he's just got a rifle of some sort. And then, so does Leia. Leia's got some sort of... I can't really tell what that is, but... Got some interesting photos. I would love to know more about some of the set decorations for this scene. I think it's a really cool scene. A lot of little background stuff, like this panel. I'd love to know what that panel is. It's just... looks cool, There are some interesting behind the scenes photos if you're into that, these are some that I haven't seen. There's the medical frigate, kind of drawn out here on the board. Some of the cameras and other devices. That's a pretty good shot. Maybe decent for some costume reference. Good shot of the goggles if you're wanting to get Luke's goggles, you know. The hot scenes are so good. Yeah, I love that. This is a little like, it's not Photoshop, but it's, you know, it's Photoshopped. They've added a bit to it, you know, in post. This is really cool. AT-ATs or AT-ATs, whatever you want to call them. There's a good view of the armature there, and one of my favorites. I wish I would have had this when I was painting up my Imperial Probe Droid, because these are some pretty good photos. I do have this photo. I might have that one, but this one I don't have in my file of files. Oh, that's a cool shot. I dig that. Some looks like Ralph McQuarrie artwork. Yeah. This is really cool. Something that didn't even make it into the movie. I mean, I get why it doesn't quite. I don't think it looks quite right for the compared to the rest of the vehicles. That's such a good shot. Composition's just good. Some good helmet reference here on the actors. Hoth looks like so much fun. That's another cool armature one, and then like different concepts. Oh, here we go, the famous hand puppet. It's a good shot. Oh, the miniature there. Look how tiny it is. It's so small. I know that was it Regal Robot put out those Tauntauns. They're actual castings of the real thing, like it came out of the mold or something like that. I think that's really cool, but they are pricey. I'd love to have one. If they were cheaper, I would try to get one just to paint it, you know. And I don't even like painting figures that much. Like I like painting models of like ships and stuff like that and robots. I don't particularly care for painting figures, but like that's one I would try. Gosh. All the various sizes. Two gonks. Inside the worm. Some good Yoda reference, but probably nothing you haven't already seen. If you've been doing this for a minute, you've probably got all these photos. So far, there's nothing that I've seen that's really that great as far as prop reference, you know, like that's something new that we haven't seen, or an angle that we haven't seen, or at least big enough to be of any great use. Most of the stuff that is unique to this is, I feel like there's a few behind the scenes photos in here that are new stuff that we haven't seen, or maybe just some clarity on some photos that we have, but since it's a print file, you can't really zoom it in. I mean, you could get like a loop or something and try to, but you're just going to see the printing pixels, you know. This is the special edition with the recreated Emperor. I actually prefer the old one. It was creepier. The original release Emperor I thought was creepier than Ian McDiarmid, which is played by a lady, and I can't remember her name. She just had a prosthetic on her. God, those ships are so big. This is almost probably like about the right scale if you played that X-Wing miniatures game. Like if it had a Star Destroyer, that'd probably be about the right scale. You could literally play the game on top. That'd be really fun. That'd be really cool, actually. Some X-Wings, or not X-Wings, TIE Fighters, TIE Bomber. Good face shots. You can see the dosimeters. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Like everything else, like every other word in the English language, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. It's a funny thing about the English language. Gosh, look at all the detail in that. And this is smaller, I think, than a normal Star Destroyer. It's supposed to be like way, way bigger in scale. The gun that didn't make it in the cut. That's a cool shot. I don't know if there's any Boba Fett experts. I don't know if there's anything new in any of these. Probably not. But you never know. It looks like a mock-up. Matte painting there. Man, it's just crazy like how detailed some of the matte paintings are, and they're like so believable. It's from the movie. Got a good old IG-88 and Dengar. I've got a bunch of the guys over here. Whole crew. Lando, here we go. Mr. Smooth. I wish this was a little bit more clear and you could see more of these controls from this side, even though we know what it is. It's just, it'd be nice to see it. They've always got their hands on it or something, or it's blocked by the dash or something. Good old Lobot and the Ugnaughts. Another IG-88. I don't know what your guys' opinion is, but I think Star Wars would look great in black and white. I've always wanted just like... I guess I could probably do it myself. Just load it into my editing software and just turn it into black and white. But I've always thought it would look really good black and white. Got a bunch of R2s over here. Various states. That one doesn't have a head. Gosh, I kind of wonder what that is. Some of these things. It's probably out of one of those old games or something. I'd love to go through and identify all this stuff and recreate it. That'd be really cool. That's a cool shot. This is pretty interesting. It says, Han Solo's face, frozen in carbonite, was modeled on Harrison Ford's actual face, while Alan Harris, who played Bosk, contributed Han's body. The two parts were later combined to complete the figure. So it's not Han's body in there. Conspiracy. The unfortunate thing about the time that these were made is like the cameras were film, and so they couldn't like necessarily always be perfectly, you know, in focus sometimes for what we want, and you know, unlike the digital ones where they can really see on a larger screen what's in focus and what's not. Yeah, see, there's another shot of the cockpit controls. You can see the El Toro. I got an El Toro right here. You can see it. Right there, right there. I always found it a little cheesy when they take a still and they add these lines, these blur lines on it. I'm like, that just, it's kind of goofy. And this is pretty much the end of it. This is the back in theaters. It doesn't have anything. It's just posters and artwork. And yeah, brief little section at the end there. All right, that's pretty much it for the Star Wars 40th Anniversary of Empire Strikes Back special edition book or hardback magazine, because it is quite thin. I'm sure they'll have a softback version. This was not terribly expensive. It says $25 on here, but I think it was actually like $20 is what I paid for it. You know, it's MSRP. Rarely things are actually MSRP on most sites or even in grocery stores or whatever. Would I pick this up again? I already picked it up. I don't think I would pick it up for prop reference. Typically, I want something a little bit more focused, but it is so cheap. But like, I feel like there's books that are cheaper, like that Star Wars Archives is really cheap and it's dense with all kinds of stuff. It's not the greatest, reference, but it's an okay like little read. It's got some like cool little factoids and stuff like that, but it's not going to really have a lot of stuff in it that you haven't seen or haven't or don't have any knowledge on. It's not going to blow your mind on the content, but it isn't that expensive. So I'll leave it up to you guys if you think this is something you want. I'm not going to say you definitely got to get this one. So that's going to be it. Link in the description. Yeah, and I have another book review coming real soon after this one on a different thing I found. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a minute with that one. Later.